grip the night, burning bright, yeah, no stop. Wheels scream and spit that fire, dirt and gravel, they pop. Oil slick under the street lights, the shadows start to dance. Adrenaline like thunder, man, give me that last chance. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. Crowds gather up like wolves, howling for that speed. Races blood pumping fast, gasoline is all they need. Tracks alive like a monster, the dirt flies and bends. Ruthless turns, hard turns, savage till the night ends. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. Underneath the moonlight, crowds roar so loud. Pride's in the throttle, not in faces of a crowd. A brotherhood of metal, sweat, gears that grind. Cross that line or get left behind. Cold air cuts the dawn, still our fires rage. Holding bruises like trophies, exhaling battle cage. The stands are empty now, but the ghosts they remain. This dirt track story sings forever in our veins. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. This is raw real.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rumble here from Volusia Speedway Park. Here this afternoon, it is the Wednesday night street fights in action here this evening for another amazing night of fun here. This is going to be a lot of great racing action, door to door, elbows up out there on the speedway. Everybody looking to try to put themselves into victory lane here this evening as the trinity of dirt racing action here. This middle race here of the weekend, as we're going to be doing the broadcast for our Wednesdays and Fridays portion of the trinity of the DWR series here. Unfortunately, Mondays we have prior commitments, can't do the Mondays, but Wednesdays and Fridays we're locked in. We're going to be bringing you some amazing dirt street stock content here this weekend for many weeks to come. As here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, drivers out there on the racetrack getting their last few moments of this practice session in, trying to make sure that their cars are absolutely perfect and ready to rumble here for their qualifying session, as the top 20 drivers plus the drivers that are able to get the the prelim. I don't know what you want to call it there. You know, they get some extra drivers in there as well. Drivers that they know are respectable drivers out there. Even if they don't qualify inside the top 20, they're still going to be allowed to race here this afternoon as good, hard, respectful drivers. And we could see 30-plus cars out here on the racetrack. We got a big field of drivers, a lot of cats loaded into the sim. Every one of them trying to look for the win here this afternoon. We do see Mark Goes pace out there on the racetrack in that TNT Racing number 47. Jason Crow out there as well. Good to see Jason out there in that Hot Lap Heroes number 27 back out there onto the racetrack. We do see a couple other drivers here in attendance looking to try to make their way into the show. The beautiful 5.6 graphics ride right there. Raymond Slavings looking to try to put himself into the show here. Same with Tim Taylor there in that Memphis Grizzlies TNT Racing ride. Charles Barnes back out there onto the racetrack. Good to see that ENT Farms Papa Mike Promotions Peacemaker Gaming number 21C out there on the speedway. Brycey Bear also in attendance here this afternoon. We do see Chad Puterbo out there in the beautiful Dirt Warrior Racing DWR number 20 ride. Looking pretty stout out there on the racetrack right now. Michael Olsen. Good to see Olsen out there as well in his Tommy Gun Customs number 9 ride rolling out there on the speedway. So a couple of our regular dirt street stock drivers that we've seen in many of different races, many of different shows here in the past in different series and everything else in attendance this afternoon, looking to try to put themselves up and into the winner's circle. As we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to roll. As Blake Doyle says, I heart Peacemaker Gaming coming in, showing the love over there on Facebook. Amy Marie Stefanski, Bryce Dickinson, and Jake Stefanski all coming in with those heart reactions. Braden Carter coming in with that like on the stream, as Jake coming in with that share as well, and Blake Doyle coming in, smashing that thumbs up as well. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just tuning in, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. As here comes Evan Monaghan out there on the speedway in that 13 ride, looking to try to lay down a great run here. As Bryce Dickinson says, first dirt street stock race in months. In months, he says. Brycey Bear, it's been way too long. It's been way too long since we've seen you personally out there on the racetrack, whether it's been in the dirt street stocks or the late models or anything else. It seems like it's been forever that we haven't seen you out there on the racetrack, out there on the speedway, and trying to put yourself up into victory lane. So it's going to be good to see you back out there. As Evan looking to lay down a great lap time. Here comes Brycey Bear himself out there in that 6:18 laser engraving ENT Farms H&L Papa Mike Promotions number 84 ride here, looking to put down a good lap. We'll see where Brycey Bear kind of gets lined up. Right now it's Joseph Grandy. Joseph with the quick time so far here in qualifying. Lon Franks currently sits in position number 2, is down across the line here. Bryce Dickinson going to jump up into 3rd, moving Jason Crow back to 4th. Evan Monaghan back into position number 5. Blake Doyle, Kevin Bowley there in position number 7. Then we see David Gubbert in the number 69 ride out there on the speedway. The beautiful 69 ride out there on the speedway. David looking to have a good run. He's just in front of Tim Taylor and Raymond Slavings, rounding out our top 10 here in qualifying. Here comes Marco's pace out there on the racetrack. Is Cody. What's good, Cody Wright? Cody coming in, showing the love with that like on the stream over there on Facebook. How are you, Mr. Wright? Showing the love here in this one. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys are just tuning in and you haven't done it already, man, make sure you guys help us out here. Every single like, comment, share, all helps push the stream out to more and more people, and all the follows and new subscribers as well. Help push the stream out. It helps get it in front of the viewers and seeing more and more people click onto the thumbnail, click into the race, and watch and enjoy the amazing action out there on the speedway. Even if you're re-watching it and you're not watching it currently live, make sure you guys do that for us right now. Hit the like button, drop a couple comments there on the video, and make sure you guys hit that follow and subscribe button. Become part of the Peacemaker family here today. As T-Jack Tyler Jackson, a great lap time there in his Dirt Warrior Racing number 8 machine. That iRacing iFlag ride quickly jumps up into 2nd here. Unfortunately, not able to beat Joseph Grandy's time, as Jamie Massey slides into 3rd. Lon Franks now into 4th. Josh Ely now into position number 5. Marco's pace now there in 6th, but he's going to fall back to 7th as Jacob Stefanski. Stefanski jumps up into position number 4. Cody Wright in his beautiful TNT Racing 5.6 graphics number 4 ride jumps into 11th as Jackie Whaley in the Dirt Warrior Racing 720 ride jumps into 14th. Zachary J. Clark. Zach Clark out there on the racetrack as well. Good to see Zach back out there on the speedway. He jumps up into position number 20 right now, and Dale slides. Dale jumps into position number 12 there in that 762 machine. Chris Hill now jumping out onto the racetrack here. There's Hill out there. I do believe he's just getting done his qualifying attempt. Jumps into position number 30-something here. Stephen Blue back out there. He's looking to try to get his lap in, as there is a lot of drivers that have laid down lap times here. 33 cats have looked to try to put themselves into the show. We're still waiting for, William Hargraves to put down a lap time. Dole Bowen to put a lap time down. Jacob Bailey yet to qualify here. Hunter Swift, Ethan Irons, J.D. Camden, Alex Woodard, Adam Oxley, and Lucas Pittman all yet to qualify here this afternoon, as drivers getting ready to rock and roll. Drivers getting ready to go to battle here this afternoon, man, which is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of great racing. Volusia Speedway Park always puts on such a great show here with these dirt street sucks, man. We see a lot of door-to-door action. You get guys that are down against that inside fence. We'll get drivers down through the middle, up on that high side. Everyone trying to find the fast lane around the racetrack here at Volusia. And with the, the time's kind of changing here, going from dusk till now nighttime here in just a little bit. It's going to change this racetrack. We're going to see some different lines really be created out there. So drivers are going to have to be on their tippy toes. They're going to have to be trying to move around, try to find that fast lane or where their car works best, and hope that there's some traction down there for them to be able to really start to lay down some fast laps and see if they can race their way up towards the front of the field. As we'll get ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to go to battle here in just a few more moments, as Mama Bear Susie Dickinson says, hello, my boy Aaron. Hello, Mama Bear. How are you, Mama Bear? Mama Bear coming in, showing the love with that heart reaction. Brian Taft, what's good? Tafter Brian coming in with that like on the stream as well. Mama Bear says, oh my goodness, so many of my drivers racing tonight. Mama Bear, there's a ton. There is a lot of drivers here, a lot of your drivers, including the one and only Bryce Dickinson in attendance here tonight as well. Brycey Bear out there on the racetrack here, as he's not out there yet for this warm-up session. His driver is going to get a little bit of time here. We do see Ryder Egbert there in the number 78 ride, looking to have a good run. We do see Jamie Massey and his JP Designs HNL number 6M ride out there on the racetrack. He's door to door with that 9 ride of Olsen out there on the racetrack. We do see Tyson Pankow back out there, as well as Josh Ely and his 09 machine, as the Dirt Track Junkies ride looking fresh again out there on the speedway. The KC Speedworks Milner Median Designs ride out there on the racetrack. Jack Tyler Jackson, Joseph Brandy, who's our quick time there in qualifying. That Warrior Raps in number 518 machine. The Catalytic Recoveries number 518 ride. It's looking very, very strong here this afternoon. Looking very fast. Chad Puderbo slides out there. We do see Charles Barnes back out there onto the racetrack as well. So there is a ton of talent. A lot of great drivers out here on the racetrack. Every one of them just looking to get some good laps in right now. A little warm up here, a little practice, as Mama Bear says. Brightsy Bear makes Mama Bear happy. Yes, and we're happy that he does that. I'm happy that he's out there. As he said, it's been months since he's been in one of these dirt street sock races. So glad to see him back to his roots, back into the dirt street socks, having some fun here, and back into one of these broadcasts. Seems like it's been forever since we saw Bryce or Ty out there on the racetrack battling here on Peacemaker in quite a little while. So I'm happy, I'm excited to see both of them back in, well, not both of them, but one of them back in action, at least here tonight, as we do see Jason Crow out there as well. Good to see Crow out there on the speedway, the Crow Trucking Hot Lap Heroes number 27 ride, as he's out there on the racetrack, and so many other great drivers from years past that have been a part of the family for quite a while out there on the speedway, man. Starting to look like a blast from the past here. A lot of great racers, a lot of great talent from back in the day out there on the racetrack, ready to rock and roll, ready to battle. There's Brycey Bear there in the E&D Farms 618 Engraving and Designs, Papa Mike Promotions HNL number 84 ride. That's Brycey Dickinson right there. Bryce Dickinson rolling out there onto the racetrack. Our brother Bryce rolling out there on the speedway, looking strong here this afternoon. We'll see what Bryce can do out there on the racetrack, trying to get his nose into the deep end here, trying to dive right on in and see if he can compete with some of the best in the business out there on the racetrack. Is Kevin Bowley out there as well, that beautiful number 30 ride, looking fresh out there on the speedway. Zach Clark, going to see Mr. Clark out there, as well as that Race on Texas here. Number 27 ride out there on the speedway. Now, it's not Race on Texas anymore. I can't remember what they call it now. It's Race Texas or Race On or something like that, or something like that. They changed the name to it, but I know that's the Race on Texas 727 ride to Zachary J. Clark. Great to see Zach attack back out there on the racetrack here. Great to see so many of these old drivers that we used to see compete in so many of these different series back in the day, back out there on the racetrack, making iRacing great again. Is James Beavers. What's good, James? James coming in, showing the love. Dropping that like on the stream. How are you, James? James coming in, showing the love here in this one. Is, man, this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a great race, going to be some great action out there, a lot of back and forth, a lot of tight battles out there on the speedway. Drivers trying to work their way forward, drivers trying to keep themselves from falling backwards here, and obviously the calamities and chaos that can ensue in a quick hurry out there on the racetrack. We could see a bunch of tore up race cars out there on the speedway, and I know the admin crew is going to be working tough here tonight, trying to make sure that their cars and every one of these drivers acts accordingly and runs respectfully out there on the speedway. As man, this is gonna be fun. What's up, says James? What's up, brother? How are you, Mr. Beavers? How you doing this afternoon? Hopefully you're having yourself a great day. Is Ross? What's good, Ross? Ross Harold coming in, showing the love as well. What's good, Ross? Russ dropping that thumbs up on the broadcast. How are you, brother? How you doing this afternoon? Russ coming in, showing the love here in this one, as practice, this warm-up session about to come to a close here in a quick hurry, and that means we'll get ready for our main feature event. No heat races. Everybody that the admin crew and everyone else, the top 20 plus some of the drivers that automatically qualify their way in, gonna get the opportunity here to race this afternoon for our feature event, and that's what we're gonna see. We're gonna see a lot of cats jump out there onto the racetrack, a lot of drivers looking to try to put themselves up and into victory lane here. Drivers that are gonna have to try to be working their way from the back of the pack, trying to race their way up towards the front. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be some great battles out there all evening long as the sun has set here at Volusia Speedway Park. The lights are going to get turned on, and we're going to get ready to get turned on a little bit ourselves here with some great racing action. Is down. It's starting in the outside of the front row. It's the Dirt Warrior Racing ride, the Frisky Motorsports machine of Tyler Jackson. T-Jack will start in position number 2 here this afternoon. We're waiting for our pole sitter to jump out there, as we'll take a look at his ride in just a little bit. It is Joseph Grandy, though, that starts in that pole position. Jamie Massey will start right there behind him in position number 3. Jacob Stefanski and his 23 ride will start there in 4th with Lon Franks in the Dirt Warrior Racing iFlag number 10 ride back in position number 5. Josh Ely, Mr. Ely back there in that 09 engraving and designs ride. That is the beautiful 09 machine, the Dirt Track Junkies ride of Josh Ely there in 6. It does look like Joseph Grandy not jumping out there to start this race, so our pole sitter not sliding out there, and that's going to move the inside lane up, and that is great news here. But unfortunately for Jamie Massey, it looks like he's going to serve an EOL as well, so he's going to go to the back of the pack. That's going to move Marco's Pace now into position number 3 here. Bryce Dickinson now going to start there in, I do believe, the 5th position to his outside, going to be that 9 ride of Michael Olson. Then we see Jacob Sexton, Cody Wright, Dale Slide, Stephen Blue out there on the speedway, rounding out our top 10 in that number 33. Ryder Egbert there in 11th with Tyson Pankow, Jackie Whaley, Jason Crow, Jeremy Akins, Evan Monaghan back there in 16th, Blake Doyle, Zachary J. Clark, Charles Barnes, Chad Puderbo, Kevin Bowley, Jim Morapis, Dan Stifler, William Hargraves, Tim Taylor, Jacob Stefanski, and Jamie Massey bringing up the rear of the field here is 27 drivers getting ready to go to battle here this afternoon from the beautiful Volusia Speedway Park, as things going to continue to change here, as it looks like Jacob Stefanski also going to take an EOL, and he will also go to the back of the pack there in that Tommy Gun Customs Sunrise Racing number 23 ride. So a couple of the drivers starting up at the front of the field, now at the back of the pack, making it a DWR front row. It's Lon Franks, Tyler Jackson, 1 and 2 on the speedway as we see the green flag fly, and we will end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing. Here are the Wednesday night street fights powered by the Dirt Warrior Racing Team, as Lon Franks lead the way nice and easy through the middle groove down at corner number 4, gonna battle back to the start finish line, door to door, too close to call right there. I'm not sure who that first lap led was. It was either Tyler Jackson down low or Lon Franks there on that outside lane. It was too close down across the line to really know who led that first lap, as T-Jack down the bottom side looking to take that race lead away, and he will officially lead that lap right there as he does take that top spot away from the 10 machine. As Lon Franks back there in second, now Marcos Payne's trying to jump into third as Josh Ely heads outside and quickly up inside the top 5 is that H&L Papa Mike Promotions E&D Farms number 84 of Bryce Dickinson. Brycey Bear right up inside the top 5. Michael Olsen tail slides now into 7th here. Slides trying to work himself in that 762 ride up towards the front of the field. Man, that car is mesmerizing with the right side fenders there, the tires there, I don't know what you want to call them. They're usually foam or wow, that's going to trip me out all night long. Jacob Sexton right there, as well as the Tommy Gun Customs, Cocky Fluid Consulting number 101 by the beautiful Sexton's paint body machine rolls there in position number 9. He's got that 33 ride down to his inside. It's Stephen Blue looking to take that 8th position away from him here. It's Cody Wright in the DNT Racing ride rounding out our top 10. He's got Evan Monaghan down to his inside, the 91 of Tyson Bankow right there looking to try to get around him. Here comes Jackie Whaley, Jason Crow, and so many of these other great drivers. Is the 23 right of Jacob Stefanski. He's already started to work his way up through the traffic here. Stefanski from the rear of the field now into 15th on the speedway. He's got Jeremy Aikens to his outside here. Aikens up there in that high lane groove, trying to keep on rocking and rolling, trying to keep Blake Doyle and Charles Barnes back there at Bayes. Barnes back in position number 18. Jamie Massey, who was going to start there in position number 3, had to take an EOL, had to go to the rear of the field here, and he's trying to work himself back up through the traffic here, as well as the showstopper up into 19th. Zachary J. Clark there in 20th, as William Hargraves, Chad Puderbo, Dan Stifler back there in 23rd, Jim Remis there in 24th, and that beautiful iRacing iFlag DWR number 57 ride. He's got Tim the Toolman Taylor down to his inside of that 99 ride as Kevin Bowley back there in 26, and unfortunately for Ryder Egbert, he is off the racetrack here. Only ran 3 laps, took that car down pit side and off the speedway there, so a tough break there for the 78 ride. Is out in front, it's Lon Franks. Franks was able to work himself back around Tyler Jackson. T-Jack slides back into second, and there on the racetrack is already 10 laps down here in this one. 10 laps done here this afternoon as Joseph Pratt. What's good, Joe? Joe says, hey, let's go. Let's get it, baby. You know it, my boy. You know it, baby, coming in showing the love here in this one. Let's get it, guys. Let's get it, guys. As Vicky Scholler, Mama Scholler, coming in showing the love as well over there on YouTube, says, love this DWR series. Let's go, Mama Schuler. We love seeing you in the comment section. We love seeing you tune in and cheer all these drivers on. As Mama Bear cheering these guys on out there on the speedway as well. And same with Jordan LaFont. What's good, Mr. LaFont? Jordan coming in says, peace. What's crack-a-lackin', brother? What's good, mister? How are ya? As he says, not racing tonight. Didn't want to fry my computer with these storms. That's a good call right there, man. Good call right there. As Mama Bear making it nice and easy for us here this afternoon. Says, come on, Bryce, Jamie, Charles, Tyler, Jim, and Lon out there on the racetrack. I'm sure she's cheered on everybody out there on the speedway as Jordan LaFont says Bryce Dickinson drove that fucker, old son. Drive that old fucker, son. Oh, baby, you know it, my boy. You know it. As, yeah, oh, I got you. I got the drive part of it. Joseph Pratt says, tell me Bowley ain't got the sickest looking car out there, though. The sickest looking car out there. there's some pretty nice looking rides out there. Foley definitely has a nice one, definitely a nice ride. There's a lot of great cars out there, a lot of very fancy looking rides. Kevin, unfortunately, a little deeper in the pack, but his Tommy Gun Customs number 30 ride, I definitely love that, the blue, yellow, and that pink, man, that bright pink, and the little bit of, reflectiveness off of it, man. Definitely very, very nice, man. Definitely pops. Reminds me of like the old school real life dirt track paint schemes that guys would create in their garages. Maybe not quite a wrap that we would see. Guys would more than likely hand paint something like that and just get the stickers done. And that's kind of what it looks like out there, man. It's some great racing here. A lot of great cars, a lot of great talent out there on the racetrack. Everyone trying to race their way up towards the front of the field here is Jason Crow. Just on the outside of the top 10 here, Crow has been working his way forward. Same with Jacob Stefanski. Stefanski had to take that EOL in. He's worked himself now back into that 12th position as he works down to the inside of Tyson Pankow. So there's a lot of big movers here. A couple of those drivers that had to go to the back of the pack starting to work their way towards the front of the field, as here comes Jamie Massey as well. Massey there in 15th. Unfortunately, he is back about 5.5 seconds from our race leader, Lon Franks. As Franks continues to lead this race, Lon Franks out in front. It's T-Jack Tyler Jackson right there in position number 2. Marcos Pace doing a great job here as he's trying to hold on to position number 3 out there on the speedway. And look who's trying to take it away from him. It's Brycey Bear, since he hasn't been in a dirt street stock race in months. And here he is battling up inside the top 5. He's in position number 4 and looking for more as he was to the outside of Marcos Pace there, trying to take that 3rd spot away from the 47. Josh Healy right there putting the pressure onto his back bumper as that Dirt Track Junkies ride, the beautiful looking machine out there on the speedway. The Dirt Track Junkies machine rolling right there to his inside, just inches off of each other, battling hard out there on the speedway. Olsen right there in 6th. Dale Slide trying to jump up into that battle, as well as the Team No Love number 762 machine rolls there in 7th. Jacob Sexton, that beautiful Tommy Gun Customs 0101 ride, rolls there in position number 8. Stephen Blue out there in the Knott's Energy 33. He rolls there in 9th, and Evan Monaghan in his Chevrolet, the SS Speed Shop ride, rolls there in 10th. Jason Crow in that beautiful Crow Trucking, the Marcos Moose Ranch Hot Lap Heroes number 27 ride, trying to race his way inside the top 10 here. Good to see Crow back out there on the speedways. He's got Stefanski and Massey right there behind them, and now race their way through a lot of great drivers, a lot of talented cats out there. But now each and every one of these passes are going to get that much tougher out there on the racetrack for these two as they try to race their way back up towards the top 5. Pankow, Jackie Whaley, Blake Doyle, Charles Barnes, William Hargraves, Cody Wright, and Zach Clark round out our top 20 out there on the racetrack. As Jim Bailey, what's good, Jim? Jim says great racing and even better announcing. Jim, I love it, brother. As Mr. Glenn, what's good, Matthew? Mr. Glenn coming in, showing the love, says, I need to get back on the sim, Dan. You definitely need to get back in here, Matthew. You definitely need to get back onto the simulator, my boy. As Mr. Glenn coming in with that like on the stream. Thomas Dennis, how are you, Thomas? Thomas coming in with that like on the stream, as well as, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're enjoying this racing action, make sure you guys do us a favor. It's absolutely free to do. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, become part of the Peacemaker family here today, and turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. As Bryce Dickinson still trying to hold on to that 4th position. You see that 9 ride of Michael Olsen now down to the inside. Olsen looking to try to get that machine up inside the top 5 here as he battles underneath the 09 of Josh Healy. They're both right there working on the back bumper here of Bryce Dickinson. Some close, tight racing here. These drivers inches away from disaster down through these quarters. Brycey Bear trying to hold on to that 4th spot. Now, unfortunately, starting to lose pace here, in a little bit of a gap now built up between himself and Marcos Pace, as Marcos trying to jump up here and see if he can join this battle at the front of the field. As Lon Franks out in front leading this race, but T-Jack Tyler Jackson in his Dirt Warrior Racing, iRacing, iFlag, Frisky Motorsports. Dirt Panda number 8, Ryan, looking to try to jump back to the front of the field here. These two have been the reflection of perfection here this afternoon. The only two drivers inside our top 2 all evening long. The only 2 drivers to lead a lap, but they may have some company here in a quick hurry as Marco's pace there in third. He's quickly catching these two. He is closing the gap. He is reeling in these top 2 competitors in a quick hurry. Last time around, it was about 2/10. This time around, another 2/10 right there. So he is catching them here, and he is really starting to put that pressure onto their back bumper. T-Jack, he may have to see that in his rear view mirror. He may know that it may be time to go, but some of these drivers that are trying to be a little bit more cautious, maybe trying to save a little tire out there on the racetrack, they know that, you gotta be patient. You gotta bide your time. You don't want to be, pushing the car too hard. We still got a lot of racing action left to go as we're virtually the next time around the start-finish line here going to see our halfway marker. So halfway in, halfway to go here this afternoon as the 10 right along Franks leads us down across the line. Lap number 32 is now complete. Lap 33 up and onto the board here, and we're halfway through down the back straightaway. As here we go, it is still a 3-car battle now as you see that 47 right. He's only a couple car lengths off them. He is right there in the same frame, right in the same picture, out there on the speedway looking to try to race his way into the top spot here this afternoon. Now they have about a 2.3 second gap between themselves and Bryce Dickinson. And look at the hornet's nest back here deeper in the field. Absolute hornet's nest outside our top 3 as they are 2, 3, 4 wide out there on the racetrack. Everyone trying to battle their way up to the front of the field, and don't look down because here comes Jamie Massey. Massey now up into 11th. He's got a lot of drivers in front of him. It's going to be tough for him to try to slide his way through all of this absolute craziness. He's trying to pick a lane, trying to find a way to race his way back up inside the top 5 right now. Not a whole lot of room to go as Bryce Dickinson able to hang on to that 4th spot on the speedway. But our top 3, nose to tail out there on the racetrack is Tyler Jackson down through quarter 1 and 2, able to slide up in front of that 10 right and take the top spot away from Lon Franks. Frank slides back into that 2nd spot as Marco's pace right there ready to try to join that battle here, man. It is 1, 2, and 3 on the speedway and a big gap back to the craziness back here deeper in the field. You see Josh Ely still trying to figure out a way to get around Bryce Dickinson. That 101 right of Jacob Sexton down low. He's going to get a little contact there into the 09 right. I don't think Ely realized that he was down low when all of a sudden they almost make some big calamity right there down through quarter number 3 and 4 as, man, some wicked racing action. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is what you came for right here. This type of racing action, this is what we want to see. Good, hard, respectful, clean racing out there on the racetrack. Everyone looking to try to race their way up to the front of the field here. But man, oh man, it's a hornet's nest, as you did see. That 06 of Josh Ely finally able to slide up, clear that 84 of Bryce Dickinson. Brycey Bear now slides back into that 6th position as that allowed that 101 of Jacob Sexton to roll around him here, as well as our first caution flag of the day. Our first yellow flag here on the afternoon as our race leaders were starting to run into some lap traffic here, and unfortunately, it's the Dirt Warrior Racing Machine, the iRacing I flag ride of Jim Revis. Jim gonna be the first driver to run into problems here this afternoon as they're 3 wide deeper in the field. This is just outside our top 20 on the racetrack. They're 3 wide. Unfortunately, get a little tight off corner number 4 right there. Unfortunately, he gets up into that 99 right of Tim Taylor. Taylor nowhere to go as he can't go any higher up here. He's got that 727 right already parked to his outside. Unfortunately, I think the 57 getting a little help right there as the 17 into his back bumper, maybe jacking him up, getting him a little loose there on quarter exit. Unfortunately, slides up the racetrack into that door panel of the 99, goes around hard contact there into the inside fence there for Mr. Revis, and a tough break there. Stifler kind of give him the hassle right there, trying to jump up a couple extra spots, and now we see that middle of the race caution flag, and that's really going to make things that much more interesting, that much more fun here this afternoon. It's Evan Stefanski. Evan says Jake Stefanski representing Sunrise well, 29th to 13th. Yeah, Stefanski's been on the move towards the front of the field now. I think that caution flag, I don't know if that's going to hurt him or help him, as he was really trying to work his way through the traffic here in this one. As Matthew Hobbs coming in, showing the love over there on YouTube as well. Says, man, I wish I could have made the race, but qualifying got me again. Hobbs, brother, that is a heartbreaker right there, my boy. Heartbreaker for you. Hopefully we see you out here Friday afternoon as well, and hopefully we see you get to qualify there in our Friday edition, our Friday Trinity here, the final Trinity race here of the week for the Dirt Warrior Racing League, as all these drivers are going to be back out there on the racetrack trying to put themselves back into the situation and potentially into victory lane here tonight. And for a lot of those other drivers, another attempt, another possibility of potentially putting yourself into the show and into these great battles out there on the racetrack. As here we go, back to Green Flag Racing as Tyler Jackson leading the way here. D-Jack out in front, a great restart, quickly clears that 10 ride along Franks. Now Franks in that 47 of Marco's pace, that 8 ride of Tyler Jackson. They have a ton of competition now right there behind them, trying to run them down, trying to work themselves into the top 2 spots on the racetrack. They're gonna have to try to hold them off as the 101 of Jacob Sexton quickly working himself around that 47 ride, the TNT Racing Machine of Marco's pace. Now in a little bit of trouble as here comes that 09 ride of Josh Ely in the 6M of Jamie Massey. Massey on the outside of the 09 ride will work himself back inside the top 5. Massey, who was supposed to start in position number 3 here this afternoon, had to take an EOL. Unfortunately, went to the rear of the field here, has been able to pass all these drivers, keep that car fairly clean, saving a little bit of tires at the same time, and here he is, battling now inside the top 5. Now we'll have to wait and see if he can work himself a little closer to the front of the field, as we do see Bryce Dickinson up the racetrack here in corner number 1 and 2. Unfortunately for Bryce Bear, he's going to lose a ton of positions right there, and he slides all the way back into that 17th position. We may be seeing the same thing down through corner number 3 and 4 as the 09 ride way up the racetrack there. He's going to lose a couple spots out there on the speedway. An unfortunate break there for Michael Olsen. Some of these drivers that were expecting to maybe not see a caution flag, maybe expecting to see this race go clean and green, maybe now starting to feel that hurt here. Some other drivers that may have been a little bit more patient, trying to save a little bit out there on the racetrack and having a little left in the tank here. Banking on that caution flag, now trying to go to work. It's out in front. Tyler Jackson leads the way here. T-Jack just nice and smooth down low, able to pull a couple car lengths in front of long Franks. Franks down through the middle here, leaving that bottom lane open as that 101 ride of Jacob Sexton looking to try to work himself another spot better here and see if he can get to the back bumper of our race leader. Trying to hold off Marco's pace. His pace down low, looking to see if he can work himself back into that 3rd spot on the racetrack. And Jamie Massey trying to race his way back up into that 3rd spot as well. A great show here and a great race for the NOS Energy number 33 ride of Stephen Blue, as Blue rolls there in position number 6. Stephen having a great run here this afternoon as Josh Ely back there in 7th. Jason Crow there in 8th. Then we see Jacob Stefanski now inside the top 10. He rolls there in 9th, and Michael Olsen trying to hold on to that 10th position as he's got Jackie Whaley down to his inside. The 762 machine of Dale Slides right there, as well as Blake Doyle, Tyson Pankow, and Evan Monaghan. Monaghan rounding out our top 15. William Hargraves, Bryce Dickinson, Tim Taylor, Dan Stifler, and Charles Barnes rounding out our top 20 with Zach Clark there in 21st. Jim Revis there in 22nd. Jeremy Akins back in 23rd with Chad Puderbo. Kevin Bowley, Cody Wright, and Ryder Egbert bringing up the rear of the field back in 27. Is out on the front of the field. It is still this 8 ride as you see the 10 ride of Lon Franks back there behind him, trying to hunt him down, but also trying to play a little defense as well, trying to keep that 101 machine back there at bay. Now, Jacob Sexton's going to have to do some work here as well, as now he's going to try to hold off that TNT Racing number 47 ride, as we do see Jamie Massey right there ready to strike as well. Back up inside the top 5 there for the JP Designs. H&L riders, look out! Oh, baby, they get a little squirrely right there. Hard contact. Top rank right there for the 101 of Jacob Sexton. I don't know if Sexton got any help right there. Maybe just got loose trying to battle door to door here with that number 47 ride. And unfortunately, looks like he's just going to lose the rear end here. Getting back onto the throttle. Oh, maybe a little contact right there. Maybe a little net code. Unfortunately, just kind of hooks him up right there in that left front. Gets him sideways there on the racetrack. Luckily enough, Jamie Massey was there to straighten him back out, but a little damage there. And unfortunately, now back into position number 4 on the racetrack here, still holding on to that 4th spot, but now with that damage, we'll see if he can hang on to it here as that 101 ride still there in 4th. Jamie Massey back there in 5th as Josh Ely back into that 6th spot. Unfortunately, that contact, we did see that NOS Energy 33 ride. He got a little piece of it here, and now he's trying to hold on to position number 6 on the racetrack, but Ely and Mr. Crow trying to take that spot away from him here as they're battling door to door down out at corner number 4, and across the line we'll click off another lap, and we see only 12 more to go. It's Kev. What's good, Kev? Kev coming in, showing the love here, as well as Matthew Glenn says Facebook likes Facebook lies. I had way more days before they reset my account. Yeah, you definitely did, Matthew. You definitely did. They definitely reset that. As Momo Bear says, Bryce, you are doing good. Keep it up. He's doing good out there. Mom shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, Momo Bear, you shouldn't have said anything, as unfortunately he fell like a rock as soon as you said that, unfortunately. Hey, it's Kev said, I knew you'd be live. Laugh out loud. What we got tonight, we got some great dirt track racing here this afternoon as the caution flag will come back out with 10 laps left to go here this afternoon. And Hey, it's Kev says, that might be the most cars I've seen on a dirt track ever. Brother, we have seen some craziness here on the dirt tracks. We've seen 30 plus drivers out there before, battling hard out there on the speedway, and unfortunately this is only our 2nd caution flag of the day, and unfortunately looks like Jim Revis may have gotten tied up in this one again, as on the outside here of Mr. Stifler is that 21C machine, the END Farms rider Charles Barnes. Trying to keep that car rolling, unfortunately gets up into the outside fence as he makes that contact right front, gets busted apart. The car just digs into the outside wall here as he makes the contact. Unfortunately here for Charles Barnes, this car just loses a ton of momentum down the front straightaway. Jim Revis nowhere to go, not enough time to react. He slams right into the back end of that 21C machine. Heavy front end damage again there for Jim Revis, and I do believe Chad Puderbo is going to come in, get a piece of him right there, and that's where we're going to see that 57 machine go around again. Another tough hit right there for Jim Revis as he is going to go for a loop-de-loop right there. Luckily enough, Boley able to avoid him right there. The 4 ride did get a little bit of contact, and unfortunately for Boley, he can't avoid Chad Puderbo as down through the middle of corner 1 and 2. He slams right into that driver's side door of the 20 run. He goes around, some damage there for himself, as well as 4 or 5 drivers right there getting some pretty solid contact, some pretty good damage out there on the speedway, as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing. Here in this one is Tyler Jackson, T-Jack, out in front, continuing to lead the way. And Joseph Pratt says, let's go, Jacob Sexton. You make me so hot. Oh gosh, he makes you a little hot and horny out there on the racetrack, Gabe Pratt. He makes you a little flustered out there, seeing that 101 machine out there on the speedway. As T-Jack, Tyler Jackson, getting ready to see that green flag fly. It's down through corner 3 and 4. The green flag back into the air. A great launch right there for that 8 ride as he's able to hammer onto the throttle, get a good jump there, clear that 10 ride. His teammate there in that DWR number 10 machine, along Franks. Frank's now trying to hold off a slew of fast cats back here behind him. As Marco's pace, that 101 of Jacob Sexton right there on his back bumper. Now here comes Ely, here comes Massey, here comes that 27 ride of Jason Crow, Stephen Blue, Jacob Stefanski, and Jackie Whaley rounding out our top 10 on the speedways. Look out, contact, a couple cars gonna go around. That's the 33 machine. Oh no, big hit right there. We were just talking about the 33 ride. And unfortunately here for Steven, he's going to get turned around right there. Stephen Blue going for a bit of a spin. Heavy contact there for him. He's going to take that car right down pit side. Let's see if we can take another look back at it as Jason Crow down low. Looks like he's going to lose it as well. I think maybe initially some contact here as the 33 ride's just going to get into the back end there of Jason Crow. Crow trying to hang on to that car, trying to keep it rolling. Same with that 33, but everyone else back there behind him coming in with a big head of momentum. Nowhere for them to go. You see Stefanski slam into the side of the 27 ride. The 720 of Jackie Whaley, the 13 of Evan Monikin, nowhere to go. They get some heavy contact into that 33 machine up off all 4 wheels right there. But heavy damage for all 3 drivers there on the outside lane. Then we saw more drivers down low, unfortunately not able to avoid that number 27 of Jason Crow as Crow goes around, and unfortunately a bunch of drivers. Let's just take another look. Here's the contact from behind. The 33 right there, using that love tap, but unfortunately right through the slick stuff. Nowhere for these guys to go, man. Hargraves, Bryce Dickinson, that 762 rider slides. Stefanski all getting some good contact down there on the bottom side, slamming into that 27 machine as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing in another attempt here for these drivers to try to get a launch, try to get a bit of a run here on Tyler Jackson and see if they can keep him out of victory lane again here tonight. As Matthew Glenn says, I'm thinking Craftsman's trucks this time though. Brother, I got a lot of truck series. You want, and you let me know. I can probably get you into at least one of them, maybe even two of them, as we got a lot of truck racing here on Peacemaker Gaming Monday nights, Tuesday nights. Lots of racing there with the NASCAR trucks. As here we go, back to battle. The lights are off the official iRacing pace truck. Tyler Jackson out in front. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show? Well, here you go. Inside 10 laps left here in this race. And the action is just starting to heat up. The battles are just about to make them count, as this is your time to shine. Is down out at corner number 4. The green flag quickly back out into the air. Another great restart there for the Alpha Shark, as Mr. Jackson leads the way down at corner number 2. Down the back straightaway, you see that 101 right though into position number 3. So Sexton into that 3rd spot now, all over the back bumper here. Alon Franks looking to jump into position number 2. Here comes Massey. He's trying to get to the outside here. Marco's pace for that 4th spot is Ely, Stefanski, Blake Doyle, Dale Slides, and William Hargraves now rounding out our top 10. Right there on the outside of the top 10 looking in is Tyson Pankow and Michael Olson. Tim Taylor back there in 13th. Dan Stifler and Jeremy Aikens rounding out our top 15 on the racetrack as T-Jack Tyler Jackson clicks off another lap here. Is look out, contact, Marco's pace. Oh, pace is going to get turned. He's going to go around. Caution flag back out on the racetrack. Caution flag coming back out as the TNT Racing number 47 ride just cannot catch a breakout there, as unfortunately slid back into about that 4th, 5th position, battling door to door. Makes a little contact there as they were almost 3 wide off of corner number 4, and unfortunately down into the first corner here. Looks like he's rolling the inside lane. I'm not sure if he's going to get a little help in hand here potentially from that 06. There it is right there. Unfortunately, Ely going to get in there a little too far, a little bit too big of a head of steam, and unfortunately ends up getting into that left rear quarter panel of that 47 right. Just kind of jacks up that car, and right there you see him get into it. The sparks fly. 47 down through the slick stuff. Nothing he can do. Sliding on ice right here. Car's going to go around. Ely's going to help him the rest of the way around. Luckily enough here, pretty much everybody else able to dodge him. There be a little contact there of the 99 right at Tim Taylor, but everyone able to quickly maneuver around that 47. No additional real damage there to that 47 right, as he'll go to the rear of the field, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. As Matthew said, message me your Discord. Absolutely, I can shoot you the message of those Discords and where you need to try to get into some of these different series. As Matthew says, I'm installing iRacing as I watch this race. Got the bug back. Let's go, baby. Got the bug back. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear, Matthew. And it's going to be great to see you potentially back out there on the racetrack again here, as well as Yo Papa Mike, Michael Dickinson with the heart reaction here in this one. Jim Bailey, Dakota Proud, Jennifer Frazier also coming in, showing the love. Dropping the reactions here on the broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, be just like Papa Mike, be like Michael Dickinson, be like Jennifer, be like Dakota. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Man, we've seen some craziness throughout this field, and it's not done yet. The caution flags can still fly out there on the speedway, and we may even see a little bit of dirt track overtime here. Potentially some maybe some of these, little NASCAR overtime, but really not NASCAR, dirt track overtime. A couple green-white checkers maybe on the horizon here this afternoon for the Wednesday night street fights. Is out in front. T-Jack, another great restart there with 5 laps left to go here this evening. Only 5 more laps out there on the racetrack as T-Jack out in front. Lon Frank trying to hold on to second as Jacob Sexton, Jamie Massey battling here for third. That 101 ride trying to work himself around that 10 machine, but now trying to play a little defense. It's Massey to the outside looking to make that pass for that 3rd position. Now here comes Stefanski as well. Jake Stefanski right there in position number 5. A pair of drivers that had to take EOL start at the back of the pack, now racing their way up inside the top 5. Blake Doyle there in 6th with Dale Slides. William Hargraves, Tyson Pankow, and Michael Olson rounding out our top 10 on the racetrack. Tim Taylor back there in 11th as the caution flag is going to fly. We will see a late race restart here this afternoon. And that was some of the NASCAR overtime here, a little bit of the dirt track overtime this afternoon, as it looks like Charles Barnes in the 21C machine, the E&D Farms, Papa Mike Promotions, H&L Peacemaker Racing Team, number 21C, battling here 3 wide. That's Bryce Dickinson right there to his inside. And unfortunately, again, looks like the exact same as we saw there for that second yellow flag. Charles just unfortunately gets up the track a little bit too much on the corner exit here and tags that outside fence down the front straightaway as he gets checked up into the wall here. Unfortunately, Jason Crow, nowhere to go, gets into the back end of him, helps him in there even farther, and that's what's going to take him deeper into corner number 1 and turn him around in. Unfortunately, that's where we see that caution flag fly. Then we're going to see Foley get in there as well. He's trying to check up, trying to avoid hitting that 21C machine, and luckily enough able to just give him a little love tap right there, a little kiss, and spin that car around and keep on rolling without any heavy damage there for that number 30 machine. As we'll get them all ready to go here once again. A late race restart as Lon Franks trying to take this win away from Tyler Jackson. Gonna have to try to hit this restart perfectly, trying to keep himself right glued to the back bumper of Tyler Jackson. Keep that pressure on him here, lap after lap here, and see if he can make a move or shove him up the racetrack, maybe give him the bump and run and get him a little loose and maybe steal this win away from that 8 ride. But he's got to be very, very careful as Jamie Massey right there in position number 3. He's going to be trying his best to try to do the same thing to that 10 ride and see if he can go after Mr. T-Jack here for that race win this afternoon. As you see the 101, that is Mr. Sexton back there in position number 4 with Jacob Stefanski rounding out our top 5. Blake Doyle, Dale Slides, William Hargraves, Michael Olson, and Tyson Pankow rounding out our top 10 as we'll get ready. Go back to battle here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh, baby, hang on to your hats as it's about to get wild here on Peacemaker Gaming as the Wednesday Night Street Fights back in action, and a great restart there for Tyler Jackson. Tyler needed that one, needed to quickly try to separate himself from that 10 ride of Lon Franks. Franks sent it in there deep, though. Maybe opening the outside groove up there for Jamie Massey as Massey looking to try to get to his outside. A big block there out of the 10 ride is down across the line. This time around we will see that white flag fly. So one more time around here for Tyler Jackson as he's looking to make it back-to-back wins here on the Wednesday Night Street Fights, the Dirt Warrior Racing League, as Tyler Jackson down the back straightaway, down through corner number 3 and out of 4. No one will touch him, no one will catch him. It's Tyler Jackson who's able to find victory lane again here this afternoon at Volusia Speedway Park. It's Tyler Jackson who gets the win. Jamie Massey able to steal second away from Lon Franks down across the line as Franks, unfortunately for the first and only time here tonight, falls back into that 3rd place, and unfortunately it was on the last lap, and he'll have to settle in for a 3rd place finish as Jacob Sexton and Jacob Stefanski round out our top 5. But it's Tyler Jackson who picks up the checkered flag here this evening. He's parked down behind the victory lane here. He's on the backhand side of it. I don't know if we're going to be able to get an angle of this or not, but he's near the Volusia Speedway Park victory lane. He's trying to park it up there. Unfortunately, he can't get up onto that fence, but nonetheless, he's down there. He's ready to celebrate. He's ready to party here this afternoon. He is down in that Volusia Speedway Park victory lane this afternoon as our rest of our top 2, our top 3 out there on the racetrack. Massey and Lon Franks there on the front straightaway as well, as we'll get ready to pull our race winner up and into victory lane. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys enjoyed that racing action, you know what to do. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. As Tamara Jackson says, hell yeah, T-Jack. Hell yeah, T-Jack. Mama Bear says, way to go, Tyler Jackson, and good run to Jamie Massey. And Brandon Van Houten, how are you, Brandon? Brandon coming in showing the love. Says T-Jack has it. Not gonna lie, T-Jack, he is him. At least here for tonight. He is him here tonight again. As Brandon coming with the like. Cara, Bailey, Tabor coming in as well with that thumbs up on the broadcast. Ty Dickinson, Sweet Tea coming in showing the love as well with the like on the stream, and Just Viv coming in showing the love as well with that like on the stream. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to get ready to pull our top 3 into the broadcast booth here for some post-race interviews. As Hayes Kev says, GR, man, great race right there. This race, dirt racing looks nuts. Laugh aloud, brother. This is where it's at. Dirt track racing, this is the place to be, man. Dirt track racing is always the best spot to be out there on the racetrack. As Evan Stefanski says, Stefanski 29th to 5th. Yeah, what a run right there. As Hayes Kev says, I'll be able to do the free-peat this weekend on the leagues again. Summer hours finally coming. Hayes Kev, brother, I love that. Love to see you out there on the racetrack all weekend long, man. And hopefully backing up that third place run you had there Sunday night, and maybe picking up a big win there for that 99 crew, man. That would be absolutely amazing. As we'll get ready to pull our race winner up here into the broadcast booth, man. Some great racing, some great battles out there on the speedway, and here you go. Our race winner, Tyler Jackson, winning down pit side. Let's get him up here into the booth. Hey, Tyler, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy? Hey, Tyler, it's Aaron up here in the booth. Do you get a copy? I don't have a copy. He jumped back down into the waiting room. Let's see if we can pull him back in there. Hey, T-Jack, you got a copy? I don't know if you can talk in here. Let me see if I can change Discords. Maybe you can jump into a different one. Hey, Tyler, can you hear me now? What's going on here? T-Jack, I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's taking a bathroom break or something here. Maybe he's taking a bathroom break. I'm not sure. So as we wait for Tyler Jackson to jump up here into the booth, we'll pull in our second place finisher, Mr. Jamie Massey. Massey coming home here in second. Let's pull Jamie up here into the broadcast booth this afternoon as he comes home in that second spot. Hey, Jamie, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
I got you.
Jamie, brother, what a run, what a race there for you, man, as you're able to push yourself up into second place after a great drive up through the field, man. Having to take that EOL, starting at the back of the pack, you had to work yourself through a lot of traffic, a lot of tough 2-wide, 3-wide racing there, and at some point in times, it was a little 4-wide even, and you kind of got stuck there for a little while just outside the top 10 with really nowhere to go, but some of these late race caution flags opened up the door for you there to be able to get a couple good jumps, a couple good restarts, and work yourself up here finally into that second spot this afternoon.
First and foremost, man, I ain't seen you or heard your voice in a long time. It's good to hear you. Yeah, man, I haven't been in a street stock since January, and I was hoping them guys had forgot that I won that Knoxville race in January, and maybe they wouldn't put me to the rear, but it was fun, man. Everybody gave room, and I got into the top 5 there, and I did get blocked for a little bit there by the I don't know what number that car is, 40 something, but yeah, I think that played a big factor into me getting into the top 3. I needed to get into the top 3 a little sooner than I was able to, but man, I had a freaking ball. Like I said, I don't play iRacing much at all anymore, and to get on and race like that with the group of guys that we were just racing with was a blast. I had the most fun I've had in a very long time on that race.
Well, man, that's what we always like to hear. Drivers out there on the racetrack having fun, having a good time, just good, hard, respectful racing as we see, more than half of this race go clean and green at the start. There were a couple later caution flags on the afternoon, just a couple issues out there, but other than that, man, non-stop battling out there, man, door to door, nose to tail out there. Drivers trying to figure out a way to work your way a little closer to the front of the field. It took you a couple of those restarts, and finally you were able to get around that 47 ride and the number 101 there of Jacobs Sexton, and that 47 of Marco's Pace, and then all of a sudden you're able to slowly there on that last restart try to size up that 10 right along Franks, able to get a great run down out of corner number 4 and beat him back to the line and steal that second place away from the farthest back he's been all afternoon there right at the start finish line.
Yeah, man, like I said, I think I needed another handful of laps, and I think we'd have had a shot at Tyler. It's just Tyler's so good in these cars. So is Lon, man. They know what they got to do to keep me behind them. And same if I was in front of them, I know what I got to do to keep them behind me. So you know, I would like to have seen what we had if I'd have started third there, but that's not how this league is ran, and that's pretty awesome that it's that way. So maybe I'll come back to the next one, and T-Jack can start in the back, and maybe I can start up front, and we can see what we can do. But nah, I would rather race him heads up. So maybe I'll wait a week or two, and once he starts the back, I'll come back and try to race him heads up again. Man, it was a lot of fun, a lot of respect. I got a soft spot for the DWR guys, man. You know, I've been on that team. I've respected them ever since I've started in this sim, and they're the best in the business when it comes to putting on dirt street stock races, and they got the best broadcaster for dirt street stock racing. So I mean, you know everybody, you know what's going on, and like I said, man, I ain't heard your voice in a long time. It was good to hear you, man. I'm glad to be back, and like I am definitely not back because I'm RL racing right now. I just don't have time to fool with iRacing, but it was pretty fun to get on and hang out with some of my buddies and race tonight.
Absolutely, man. That's what it's all about. Just getting on, having fun, having a good time, and being back on the same. And we're glad to see you back out there. It was actually great to see a lot of old faces that we haven't seen up here in a while. Not only like yourself, but you look back through the field and you see guys like Dale Slides jumping in there. We see Michael Olson back out there, as well as Zach Clark and Bryce Dickinson, Charles Barnes, and some of these guys that we haven't seen out there on the racetrack in quite a while. So it was kind of like a blast from the past. A little bit of what it used to be out there on a weekly basis, seeing all you guys out there battling and duking it out here in these dirt street stocks. And that's exactly what we got again here tonight, man. Just nonstop great racing, great action, and a lot of fun. As I'm sure you had a lot of fun, man, passing all those cars, working yourself up to the field, up to the front of the field, and able to finish it off with a solid second place finish here tonight. Jamie, who would you like to thank for another great run and another great race out there on the Speedway?
Yeah, man, I don't get to do this much often anymore, so bear with me. First and foremost, I have got to thank Papa Mike's Promotions and Mama Bear. They have been with me for, God, it's been a couple of years now. It's been almost probably, what, 3, 4 years now? So, I mean, they've been with me, man, and they've everywhere I've been, no matter what team I've been on, they've been right there. They're just a phone call away, so they do a lot for me on and off the sim, and I just want to thank them. And you for putting this deal on, and DWR for putting it on, and everybody over at H&L, Bryce and Charles and Dylan all coming out and race with me. And congrats to T-Jack on winning, and Lon there on a hell of a run. And I'll be back.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack, Jamie. Hopefully this time, maybe not an EOL to start this race, not having to pass, 25-plus drivers out there on the speedway for you. And we'll see just duke it out there at the front of the field with Tyler and Lon and all these other amazing drivers. But, man, congrats on the great run. Congrats on the great drive as you're able to come home in position number 2 here tonight at Volusia Speedway Park. And we hope to see you back out there real soon and right back up here into the broadcast booth.
Thank you, brother. I actually think I finished third.
You finished third. Okay, SDK
Think so.
scores
Think so.
second here, but iRacing
Yeah.
sometimes.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I think I finished third. Thank you, brother.
No problem. Enjoy the rest of your night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Well, our overlay is going to lie to us here. It shows us that that he came home in second. Actually, I do see that now. It shows that somehow he scored in second, but he was farther back than Lon Franks was to Tyler Jackson. I don't know how that works, whether or not it still shows it like that or not up on the scoreboard. I'm pretty sure it's going to here, as that's definitely a tough break there for Jamie Massey. I thought he came home in second there, but he comes home in third. So SDK lying to us here tonight as Papa Mike says, hey, Jamie Massey, I'm not crying. You are. Thank you for the kind words. We're all crying up here, Papa Mike. We're all crying, brother. As Jacob Sexton says, thanks for the broadcast as always. These DWR races always make for a good time. Always for a good time, man. Always some great racing out there and a lot of fun. SDK does show that Massey came home in second, yet he was farther back from Tyler Jackson than what Lon Franks was. I don't know how that works. A little bit of a bug right there. Nonetheless, Jamie Massey coming home there in third, and Lon Franks able to hold on to position number 2. But our race winner sitting down pit side, we're going to pull him up here into the broadcast booth. It's Tyler Jackson. Hey, T-Jack, you got a copy?
Hey, we got you, Aaron.
Tyler, man, what a run, what a race here for you, man. Mission accomplished again tonight. Obviously, jumping out early, battling with Lon Franks, able to lead a couple laps early in this race, then you kind of get settled in again. Like we've seen in the past, down on that inside lane, just hitting your marks, trying to keep those tires underneath of you. And you and Lon, for a little while, just kind of ran away with it. Lon out in front, leading this race, and then you start to put the pressure back onto his bumper. Maybe his tires started to fall off there a little bit, and all of a sudden you look up in your rearview mirror, you see that 47 ride of Marco's pace on you guys down, looking to make that a 3-car battle, and then our first caution flag of the day. And then since that point, you were able to jump back out in front, take that lead away from the 10 ride of Lon Franks, and hold him off here for the rest of this race and pick up another checkered flag here in the Dirt Warrior Racing League, man. Take us back through it, and what's kind of going through your mind right now is you're back up in the Volusia Speedway Park victory lane.
Yeah, we found the bottom lane in 1 and 2. The first corner, Lon went high, so I just said, well, I'll try something different. And then we started gaining on him there, and ended up passing him, and then just kind of riding. And then one lap, I lost like 3.5 tenths in one lap, and I figured, well, the bottom must be gone, so I moved up to the middle and 3 and 4, and that actually let Lon right by me on the bottom. So kind of messed up there. And we just started working on him a little bit. I felt like I had a better exit off of 2 than he did. I felt like we were pretty even in 3 and 4, but coming into 1, when I was inside him, I really couldn't make the arc I needed to really pass him quickly. So we just worked on the laps. We were side by side. It felt like, I don't know, 15 or 20, but I don't think we made any contact with him at all. So that was fun. Yeah, and in the end there, man, those cautions were killing me. Finally, at least they got single file, and I kept watching Jamie moving up the board, and I knew with him coming from the back, he probably had quite a bit of tire left, because when there's cars in front of you, you're not going full throttle. So I figured if he got to second, we'd have our hands full. But luckily, that last green, white checkered, everybody kept it straight, and we got the W.
Absolutely picking up the W and pulling that 8 right back up into victory lane. T-Jack, who would you like to thank, man, for another solid run and great drive out there on those speedways? You pull yourself up and into victory lane.
Yeah, all the guys at DWR for putting us on, doing 3 nights a week now. I know Mondays aren't broadcasted right now, but we had a really good race Monday. Kyle Surratt won the race, and we had, I don't know, 40-something cars for that too. So, yeah, it's a good thing. We got a good thing going here, and seemed like the racing was pretty respectable tonight. And I mean, at least from my point of view, I didn't have any contact with anybody, and I don't think anybody really up front had any issues. So, yeah, successful night. Always happy to get the win. Got pretty lucky with Jacob Stefanski and Jamie both having to get in the EOL for winning last time they were here. So that helped a lot. And Volusia's not one of my good tracks, but seems like we hit on something here that maybe that we've been lacking.
Absolutely. Well, T-Jack, great run, great race. Congratulations on another win here this afternoon. We can't wait to see you back in action, hopefully Friday night. If not, we'll see you back in here on our Wednesday night Street Fights edition of the Trinity here with the Dirt Warrior Racing League.
Yeah, not sure if we'll make Friday yet. We'll see. We'll see what plans are. Definitely here next Wednesday for Fairbury, so that'll be fun. Favorite track on the sim, home track. Like to sneak around the tires down there, so we'll be circling that one on the calendar.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack, whichever night it may be, and hopefully seeing you right back up here in the broadcast booth.
All right, thanks, brother.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for our race winner, Tyler Jackson, as T-Jack gets the dub and pulls himself up and into victory lane here this afternoon. As now we'll get ready to pull in our 3rd place finisher, Lon Franks. Franks coming home here, not 3rd. He came home in 2nd here. SDK shows him in 3rd. He did not come home in 3rd. He actually came home in 2nd here this afternoon. Able to hold on to that 2nd spot pretty much all evening long here. Him and T-Jack, the only 2 cars that battled for the race lead here this evening, and we'll get Lon up here into the booth. Hey Lon, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Think you copy?
We got you.
Lon, man, another great run, man. Another fantastic performance out there on the racetrack for you as you were able to battle early on with Tyler Jackson, take that race lead, then hold him off here for a lot of this race. But later on, he was able to get around you, and then you had to go to work, not only trying to figure out a way to try to get back around him, but also playing a little defense out there as well, as you had a lot of fast cats work to your back bumper. We saw Marco's Pace there. We saw Jamie Massey and, Philip Sexton, or not Philip, Jacob Sexton right there. So many great drivers kind of battling right there on your back bumper, looking for a moment, looking for a mistake out of you to steal that second spot and shuffle you back there deeper in the field.
Yeah, he just did a little better than I did saving tires. Yeah, I was playing a lot of defense towards the end, so just hanging on to her, just doing the best I can, I suppose. But yeah, when I got him back, I thought I'd have a shot, and I was trying to do my best to save tires, but man, T-Jack's one of the best at doing it, so I'll take a second, though. It ain't bad.
Yeah, absolutely. It's them for a bad day at the Speedway when he come home second to a driver like Tyler Jackson, and when he can hold, 25, 26 other fantastic drivers back there at bay, especially when you look at the talent and some of the accolades that some of these drivers have that are back there behind you that were trying to get around you when you look through the field and see some of these guys that have been around the simulator, have won some huge races like Pankow and Slides and Hargraves, and even deeper in the pack when you see, Bryce Dickinson and Jason Crow and, Josh Ely out there, Charles Barnes out there, man, Zach Clark, so many talented drivers that weren't able to be where you are here tonight and coming home in that second spot.
Yeah, I'm thankful for that. There's a lot of speed in the server tonight for sure. Yeah, I mean, the race was great. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. I'm thankful. We keep filling it up and having a good time, and some good camaraderie. So that's what it's all about. Just racing with respect and have a good time with your fellow competitors.
Absolutely, man, and that's what we heard out of Tyler. That's what we heard out of Jamie, man, having some fun out there on the Speedway, having a good time, and bringing a smile to their face, and not having the drama or anything else, or having abundance of caution flags and drivers just purposely wrecking each other out there on the racetrack or anything, man. Just non-stop, hard-fought racing. Only a few caution flags here this evening, and really just a couple cars getting collected, just a couple cars maybe sent it in there a little too deep, and that's what we normally see here at Volusia. But you see how good everyone is as one driver gets turned around in the middle of the racetrack and no one hits him out there on the Speedway. Everyone able to quickly make moves and get around them and not create more chaos out there on the racetrack and collecting more drivers.
Yeah, I mean, now that we've pretty much weeded out all the assholes, guys with just egos and whatnot, they got to win at any cost, and they just drive through people, and that's not what it's about. I race 15th just like I race the leader. If everybody does it, the racing's great. So you get rid of a few assholes, and it shows. The racing's good all the way through.
Absolutely. Well, you definitely saw it here tonight, man. Almost, going green to checkered here until a couple late race caution flags, but nonetheless, man, some amazing battles out there. 2 wide, 3 wide, tight racing there at the front of the field when we saw you and Tyler battling, and then you throw Marcos right there into that fight, and then the battles there late in this race, and you're able to hold them all except for T-Jack up tonight as you park yourself up in position number 2 on the podium. Lon, who would you like to thank for another great run and strong performance out there on the racetrack?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I got to thank Jim Revis. Man, he does everything with flyers and I mean, he paints all my stuff, but he does the flyers, all the web and marketing. I scroll Facebook and I see all the posts, and yeah, he does all that. So I got to give him a big shout out. And then Grumpy Graphics, which is Jim again, with painting the cards, BladeNode.com, iRacing, iFlag, Martin Sports, BCR Sim Products, 304 Roots, J&D Trucking, Junk Fabrication, JRE, the whole team, my whole team, DWR, great group of guys. I wouldn't want to be teammates with anybody else on the sim. You for broadcasting, all the fans, followers, friends. My wife and youngest, they're watching, so they might have brought me a little good luck. My daughter Meadows with my wife Tiffany, and they're watching, rooting me on, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, I just thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, Lalon. A great run, great race here tonight, man. We can't wait to see you out there on the racetrack on Friday night. And by the sounds of it, T-Jack may not be here, so maybe an open door for you to steal that win Friday evening.
Yeah, maybe. I only need one more, so that'd be nice.
Perfect. Well, we look forward to seeing you back in action. Hopefully seeing you right back up here in the broadcast booth. And as I said, in Victory Lane here on Friday afternoon.
Yes, sir. Always a pleasure, Aaron. You have a good one.
Yes, you as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher here this afternoon. Lon Franks coming home there in position number 2 here. Our overlay will show that he came home in third. He actually came home in second as SDK unfortunately just kind of messed up right there. They got Jamie in front of Lon, and they're there, but you can tell by the times there, Lon was only 0.75 seconds back of Tyler Jackson, where Jamie was 0.78, and somehow it shows him in second, not third there. But a little bit of technology breakdown right there, but nonetheless, a great run there for Lon Franks coming home in position number 2 here this afternoon. And for Tyler Jackson to be able to pick up the win, and Jamie Massey there in position number 3, man. Some great racing out there on the racetrack for all 3 of those drivers. Some great racing for every single one of these competitors here this afternoon, man. A lot of great hard-fought battles out there on the speedway. A lot of back and forth, a lot of door-to-door. We saw 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide for multiple laps out there on the speedway, and man, that was absolutely amazing. Amazing to see some of these old faces back out there on the racetrack and battling here again this afternoon, and seeing these Dirt Street Stocks in action, man, always brings a smile to my face, and hopefully it brings one to yours as well. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the racing action and enjoyed the broadcast here this afternoon. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys do us a favor. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Become part of the Peacemaker family right now, right here today. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you're watching over there on YouTube. Become part of the Peacemaker family here this evening, and turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go green flag racing here on Peacemaker Gaming, as we'll be back live tomorrow night for some more NASCAR action tomorrow afternoon. So you guys don't want to miss that. Some amazing racing there at the Hypershift Racing League, and hopefully we'll see you guys right back here in the comment section, cheering those drivers on and having some fun and enjoying the racing action. Even if your favorite driver or your family or your friends isn't racing in it, and show some love to your boy Mr. Peacemaker up here, man. Just hop in for a minute or two, watch a little bit of racing, say hello, tell me how your afternoon went, drop a like, and that's all you got to do. Just a couple minutes, a couple moments of your day. It really helps us out a ton here on Peacemaker Gaming, getting views for all of our videos and continuing to grow on every single one of our channels. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. We can't thank Jackie Whaley enough for smashing that like button on the broadcast, and we'll see you guys back in here tomorrow night for some more racing action there with the Hypershift Racing League, and then we'll be back in action again here on Friday night with the Dirt Warrior Racing League. We'll see a lot of these same drivers back out there duking it out this Friday coming up here, just a couple of days away. We'll see these guys back in action for our 3rd race of the week for the Trinity of the DWRL races here on Peacemaker Gaming. But thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in here from Volusia Speedway Park. I am Peacemaker Gaming, and I will see you guys back here in the next one. Peace and love, baby. Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Roaring engines rip the night, burning bright, yeah, no stop. Wheels screaming, spit that fire, dirt and gravel, they pop. Oil slick under the street lights, the shadows start to dance. Adrenaline like thunder, man, give me that last chance. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is roaring. Races blood pumping, fast gasoline is all they need. Tracks alive like a monster, the dirt flies and bends. Ruthless turns, hard turns, savage till the night ends. Wednesday night, street fights, racing for the win. Broken steel and busted dreams, we wear it on our skin. Smell the fumes, taste the danger, hold tight to the wheel. This ain't no love song, baby, this is raw real. Underneath the moonlight, crowds roar so loud. Pride's in the throttle, not in faces of a crowd. A brotherhood of metal, sweat, gears that grind. Cross that line or get left behind. Cold air cuts the dawn, still our fires rage. Holding bruises like trophies, exhaling battle cage. The stands are empty now, but the ghosts they